Hi, welcome to Kimberlily Yarns. I'm Ellie. This is my first video today on this channel. I just wanted to give a quick introduction, do a sort of knitting podcast style, and talk about a few things. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to introduce myself first, and then I'll show you two projects that I'm working on right now. Don't have any finished objects since this is my first video, and also I just haven't finished anything in the last few months. But we'll start with an introduction. As I said, my name is Ellie, which is E-L-Y. The name Kimberlily actually comes from my mum, who passed away quite a few years ago now, and it is just in memory of her. So I am 28 and I live in Australia with my partner Alex and our 3 cats, Percy, Fletchy and Arthur. I am absolutely positive that they will all make a video debut at some point, maybe even in this video, because they just love to be involved in everything, especially Percy. So you're going to get very used to seeing him in particular. I am primarily a knitter right now. I do cross stitch as well, but knitting is my hyper fixation at the moment, and so I haven't really been doing too much cross stitch. I first learnt to knit when I was about 7 or 8. My nana taught me. She was big into knitting. She used to do pattern testing in the 90s. So when my brother and I were babies, we used to get a lot of, hand knitted sweaters and things from her. And she taught me how to do that. It didn't stick for very long. I think I probably did it for a few months, and then I did some as a teenager. And yeah, it's something that I keep coming back to and then leaving and coming back to. This time I have been knitting consistently for a few months now. I started sort of in August, and I have actually finished some things. A pretty key element there. When I was younger, I never finished anything. My pop used to joke that I had promised him a scarf, and I never made it. I would just keep starting it, and I never ended up actually giving it to him. So I think it's good that this time I have actually managed to finish some things, and I have started many other things, which we will get into. Prior to August, I still do. I have a booktube channel as well. I stopped posting there in July. I'd been doing those videos, I think, for about 10 years. Maybe not specifically on that channel, but I think it was about that time. But I've been in the booktube space for a really long time. And I had a really, really rough time in sort of June, July, August. Now my cats are gonna start fighting, so give me a second. Okay, just for context, if I ever in my videos say my cat is doing something or my cats are fighting, it's this one. This is Percy. Can you show your face? He's so grumpy. He is the troublemaker, 100%. He was also my first cat, and I love him very, very much, but he is a troublemaker. He's always trying to bite the other ones, so he's gonna sit here for a minute. Now I have to remember where I was. Yes, okay, so in June, July, August, I was having a really rough time of things, and I just decided that booktube wasn't a productive space for me anymore. I wasn't enjoying doing the videos. I still love to read. I still have a book blog called Earl Grey Books, which was also my channel name. And I still post on the blog. I still review books and things like that. But the channel was just, yeah, not a productive and healthy space for me anymore. So I decided I would move on. And I'd kind of always thought maybe I will come back to doing videos, but I wasn't sure. And maybe I will still go back to doing those as well. But I was doing 2 to 3 videos a week, sometimes more, with live shows and book clubs and things like that. And it stopped being fun and it started feeling like work, and I wasn't monetized at all. So I was just putting so much into it and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. So I decided to just take a break from that, and here we are instead. Because of that break, I had a lot more time. So I started knitting again. First thing I sort of started knitting were blankets for cats. So one of our other cats, Arthur, started as a foster, and we were supporting the foster group, and I knit some cat blankets that I donated to them. And then we ended up adopting Arthur, as you do. And I'm still making blankets and things like that. But yeah, he is a foster fail. We had a cat swap. This is Fletchy. He is our oldest cat, and he is, I know you shouldn't have favorites, but he is my favorite. He is the sweetest boy, and I love him so much. Hi. And he always looks vaguely shocked and appalled by life in general, and sometimes I vibe with that. So he's a good little boy, except for he is now sitting on my knitting, so that's very helpful. Thank you. Yes, I think I was talking about blankets. I'd been making cat blankets, and that took me sort of through August and September. And then for my partner's birthday, I bought myself some yarn. We went to this art shop for him, and across from it was this yarn shop, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go in, and then I bought more yarn to make blankets. And then I liked that blanket so much that I decided I would keep that one for myself. And then we really just spiraled. I started knitting my first ever jumper, which I have abandoned currently, but I've been working on it. So I did probably about half of the back, and then I just got distracted by other things. And then it was my own birthday in October, and my partner bought me a lot of yarn. So I've had a lot of stuff, and then, you know, there were the Black Friday sales, and I am doing some Christmas knitting, Christmas gift knitting. So it's been a whole thing. He is still sitting on it. I managed to extract him without too much of a fuss. So this is my project at the moment. I had started Christmas knitting on the 15th of November, and I decided that I had 3 people I was going to make things for: my auntie, my dad's partner, and my best friend, and I was going to make them all blankets, and it was going to be fine. But it was not going to be fine because this one is huge. It's so huge, and I do not have time to do the other 2. So the other people are aware that their Christmas gifts are on hold, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the one I had to end up focusing on was the gift for my auntie, because she will be really upset if she doesn't get a Christmas gift, and she won't necessarily understand the fact that I just ran out of time. So I have this, like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show this. It is huge. Like, I don't know. it's like, yeah, I don't think you can see the whole thing. And hopefully it didn't muffle my voice too much, but it's huge. It's gorgeous. This is the Lion brand Mandala Ombre yarn. I think the color is called Pure. This is currently about 1.5 balls. This is what I've got remaining of the ball I'm working on. I had originally bought 4 because I thought that that was how much I would need, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to get to the 4th one, and I think I measured it out and I think 3 is gonna be enough, and here's hoping. I'm not following a pattern for this one. I thought I would just make it up as I went. So I did kind of like a seed stitch at the bottom, but it also kind of just turned into ribbing, and then I have a border along both sides. I don't even know where the other side is. Here we go. And then it is just stocking out. So that is my right side and my wrong side. I've started panicking, I think, on about the 1st, when I realized that this was not going as quick as I'd wanted. At that point, I hadn't even finished the first ball yet, and I was like, there is no possible way I'm going to get this done, and it's going to be an absolute disaster. And I have knitted a decent amount since then. So this marker down here was the end of the first ball, and yes, we've done quite a bit. So I have to do 8 rows a day at this stage to get to the point that I want to. I am filming this a few days before the video is going to go live, so I've probably done some more, but I haven't done my, I've only done 2 rows for today so far because it's still kind of early in the morning. And yes, I think I'm meeting the 8 rows every day, so I think I'm going to be fine. That brings me to about the 20th, and it will give me time to block it, which I've never done before, and I'm super nervous. And yeah, and then have it dry and be able to give it to her on Christmas Day. And then the other 2, so the one for my dad's partner, my dad and her are helping us move in January, so I'm hoping to give it to her after that, as a Christmas gift / thank you, and I will share that in another video. And the one for my best friend, I'm probably, since we're moving, not going to be able to see her until February anyway at this stage, and I will hopefully be able to give her her blanket and also a pair of socks that I'm hoping to make her then, but we'll see how we go with that. I think, honestly, after I finish this one, I think I'm going to take a couple of days off, because doing the 8 rows a day means that I do basically nothing else in a day. I'm not currently working. I am chronically ill and disabled, and I just can't manage paid work at the moment. So I really just have been doing nothing else. This takes me all day, and between eating and looking after the cats and sleeping and, you know, keeping myself alive, I literally haven't even had time to read. So I think I'm gonna deserve a break after I get this one done, but that is that. And I'm hoping, I'm trying to be more chill with these videos than I was with my booktube ones, and I'm hoping that I will probably do one more video before the end of the year, and then maybe keep it to like 2 or 3 a month instead of 2 or 3 a week, because I think as well with knitting, it takes me a lot longer than it does to read a book, and therefore I don't have as much to share, in a nice way though. So that's that one. This is my first time using circulars as well, which has been, it's been fine, but it felt terrifying when I bought them. I even asked the lady in the yarn store to show me how to do it, because I was so nervous that I was going to somehow join the blanket, and at that stage I'd already done a bit of it, and I thought I was going to accidentally join it somehow and it was going to be a disaster. But it was fine, and they're way easier to learn than you'd believe. Okay, let's move that over to the side. I'm not going to show the other blankets that I'm working on today, since I don't plan to work on them until after Christmas, so I think I'll show them in my next video. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that I am making my first pair of socks, and this is what we're looking like at the moment. I've been doing this I think for about a month, but as I said, the blanket has taken precedence, so I've been doing maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 stitches every now and again when I'm just kind of waiting for other things. I had such a terrible time learning how to do socks. It has been a learning curve for sure. This one is, I think it's called Twin Socks. I'll put their information in the description. But my partner bought this for me to make socks for him, and I tried to do them using YouTube tutorials and it was a disaster, and I had to take a class, and then they gave me these little circular sock needles and it's been going better. I think I'm on the 12th row of a 20 row rib, so I still have quite a bit to go of just the ribbing. I don't know how to make the rest of the sock, but I'm hoping now that I was trying to magic loop it. I think now that I'm on these, I'll be fine. I honestly did not enjoy the class that I went to. It was not a specific like sock knitting class. It was people just sort of brought in whatever they needed help with. But it was kind of a mess and I didn't really enjoy it. And I didn't get the amount of help that I needed. But I am in a knitting group just at my local library, and the ladies in there are so lovely, and I've been doing that for quite a few months now. So I think when I start to struggle, I'm just gonna ask their help rather than pay for a class where I can't get that kind of one-on-one help. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. The good thing is that since I do live with my partner, these don't have to be a Christmas gift. These can just be given to him whenever they're ready. And yeah, he's a good egg. He is very patient and also realizes that I have so much stuff that I am doing with other knitting things that he knows it's going to be a while until these are ready for him. But I'm hoping that maybe by the end of December I can at least finish the ribbing, and then go on to, I think it's just stockinette. I don't know. It's been a good week or two since I looked at the pattern, since I'm just doing rows of this at the moment. But we'll see when we get there. And it's a cool ball. I was a little worried that the whole sock was going to end up being pink because there was so much pink. But it really depends on your lighting, I feel like. Probably can't really see it in the camera, but I'd been mostly working on it at night, and then I looked at it yesterday and I was like, oh, it's actually like pink, and then it's kind of like a reddy orange for the last couple of rows. So it's not super obvious, but now that there's a few rows of it, I can see that the color is changing. So that's exciting. Those are my two projects at the moment. As I said, I will share the next ones in my next video, which I'm hoping will either be just before Christmas. It might be kind of a weird one, so I can show you this blanket and then also maybe do a little bit of work on the next one. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much if you have made it this far into my first video. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all doing well. I'd love to hear what you're working on. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.